What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Many of you who have been following my content know that for the last 14 months, I have been living on the continent of Africa. And I have been here off and on for the last, I would say, 6 years. But within that particular time period, I have been living here consistently for the last 14 months. And I have a channel called Kinganda, which focuses on Kenya and Uganda, and also the African-American experience with repatriating to Africa. And it is difficult, my journey here. Many of you I have met in person. And there is a big call for many African countries to include us as a group of people to return to Africa, work more with the African diaspora, and to try to build our mother continent. One of the people who was involved in that process is no other than Akon. Now, Akon is very interesting because he's supposed to be a Pan-African, but he does take his shots at our community here and there, either directly or indirectly. But, at the same time, while hating on African Americans, he's always begging or trying to get us as a group to come to the continent and participate, which is very interesting. I've never seen a person who does both at the same time. While he's very insensitive to our community and our needs, he's also at the same time looking for us to come back and live here. Now, recently he was on Revolt, I believe now Earn Your Leisure. They are now working with Revolt, the Revolt network, to do things. I want you guys to listen to this. Okay, I want you to listen to what is going on here and what he's talking about in the African American community, and I'll come back.
Africa is the only way out. It's the golden and it's the holy grail for your freedom. Like, if African Americans specifically, don't see that investing in Africa changes everything for you, I mean, all the way down to generational wealth. Like, Africa's in a position where if African Americans take position now, you guys, every single African American in America would be a millionaire without even thinking twice, because there's nothing that's not needed over there. So you guys come with the discipline, you come with the knowledge, you come with the resources, and then what you've created just for developing America. Nothing can happen really in America without us. Just think about everything that creates so much revenue for America, from sports to entertainment to fashion to medicine. I mean, you name it. We're leading in every single sector, like us. Just imagine if we all just decided to just take all our bags, withdrew all our money, and go to Africa. Where would America be today? It would collapse overnight. Because nothing. Like, all of our athletes can go create their own teams. Who do you think they're gonna watch? They're gonna watch all the black professional athletes playing in Africa, or they're gonna watch the white professional athletes playing in America?
Guys, this is very interesting. Every African American, if they invested in Africa, would be a millionaire. And that is very, 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 very interesting because, again, Africa does have its opportunities. I'm a living witness of that. My life has changed tremendously since I've been here. It's been a struggle. It's been very difficult, but it's true. There have been some things undeniably that I may not have been able to do anywhere else. But I want to get back to this particular vantage point that, if African Americans were to invest in Africa, seriously, they would be millionaires, because again, you hear, hey, you guys have skills, and hey, you have this and that. But I want to use Akon as an example. I have a brother that came to see me called Go Back to Africa. He is a brother that has visited me here in Uganda. And let's see what happens when African Americans try to even invest with Akon. That's what I want to prove. What happens? I want to play this clip of Go Black to Africa, who invested in Africa through Akon, and let's see what was his outcome.
Not myself and many people joined on board because why not help people who really don't have much, but yet you want to see them flourish just like you might see yourself or others. In this whole confusion, I don't want to say scam, but I'm going to say that they have not fulfilled their promise in what they would provide to the donors, the investors, or the contributors of this whole thing. Now, you know, they got themselves in hot water, apparently, because of the fact that they were made promises that in exchange for people's donations, they would get a TOA, token of appreciation. This would convert over into an Akon as the time goes on. But apparently, according to maybe the SEC, and I will provide this information here shortly of the email that they had sent out, but they were not legitimately able to do such a thing, where they asked those people who got involved with this project that to stay on board with them until they can get things fixed. And if you do not want to go further with this project due to the fact that it was illegitimate promise that they had made that is illegal, that you can go ahead, put your name in a hat and go ahead and get your refund. Well, of course, myself and other people have done such a thing, and they have failed to return people's money.
As you can see, that outcome did not end well. And see, that's the issue there. It's playing on the psyche of the African American community to try to make somebody believe that if you invested in Africa as an African American, you'd be rich. But one thing you're not talking about is scammers. How many scammers are taking advantage of not only African Americans, but continental Africans, promising things like wealth? And you have to understand, okay, if African Americans will be rich investing in Africa, then it must also mean that most of the African diaspora, those who come from the continent, they're born here in Uganda or Kenya and South Africa, and they go and do very well in the United States. Then the question is, why wouldn't they be rich? You see, because most of them are not rich. They have every reason to be rich. They have skills now. They have money now. They would understand the playing field. Even they don't know how to do things here because they don't even trust it here. You see, so if they don't trust it here and they're from here, they speak the languages, they understand how things are done. How can you then say African Americans will be rich here? Because there's no protection for your investment. You need a lot of people behind you. You need to have a lot of transparency, which you don't. And as you see, you have terrible business people who scam like Akon. So how are you going to be millionaires when you don't have government transparency, when you don't have trust in the business, when you have a lot of deceit happening in a lot of these private sectors here? And again, it's just another way to try to play on African Americans' emotions to be like, oh, you guys can be rich here. It's true, you can be rich anywhere if you have a competitive advantage, but you're not talking about all of the buffoonery that you deal with. Okay? All the lies that you can deal with. That's what we're not talking about. We're talking about everything but that. And we gotta stop lying. Okay? We gotta stop lying. And the reason why Akon is saying that, because you want to sell hope and then have our people find out the hard way that people like you are scam artists. If it was that easy, every black person would be doing it. But there is a reason why successful Nigerians, successful Ghanaians, hey, they're getting rich in America for a reason. Some of them will tell you, don't go back there because they don't trust it. So how are you going to get rich there if you can't trust what's going on? And that's something that government's got to work on. And I just don't like the fact that you hear all of these people that romanticize all these African business opportunities as if it's like, you know, you can just go there and take your stuff there, invest your money. It takes years of being on the ground, spending your time here, training a staff here, developing talent there, you know, doing a lot of forgiveness, dealing with it's a lot. It's a lot. And the average American, if they put that much effort, maybe in Black America or maybe in America, you know, it might be much more fruitful for you. Here you have to do things, you got to be here all the time. Now, I'm not just saying that it's not that you can't do it, but you need a lot of help, which you may or may not get. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.